Again, we continue with an overview of the book. The book, as you can see, this is the book that we're talking about. The title of the book is The Pursuit of Human Well-Being, published by Springer very recently. The editor of the book is myself. I'm Joseph Sergi and Richard Estes. And what we're doing in this video is providing the audience a sort of a feel for that chapter, possibly I wouldn't say a summary, but maybe an introduction. Okay, so this is chapter 16, and again the focus is on the history of well-being in the Middle East and North Africa. The chapter is co-authored by two fine individuals. Professor Habib Tilaween is a professor of social sciences at the University of Oran II in Algeria, and Professor Mohammed Nazain. He's the dean of the Faculty of Social Sciences, also at the same institution, the University of Oran II in Algeria. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just read the introduction section, and that sort of gives you a sense of what the chapter is about. The chapter presents a brief account of the history and the current state of well-being in the 21 country region of the Middle East and North Africa. Again, the acronym for this region is the MENA region. The chapter discusses the multiple exogenous and endogenous factors that have shaped the well-being of the region's diverse populations who share the vast lands included in the region. However, in view of the complexity of the issues focused upon and the varied populations, our focus is limited to specific questions that address the same set of well-being issues discussed throughout the book. From a historical point of view, for example, we ask how the well-being of MENA inhabitants have evolved over time. What significant changes have occurred in these regions in terms of the adequacy of provisions in the major areas of life, mainly healthcare, education, economy, wise governance, and political freedoms and civil liberties, as well as in the varying ways in which people experience their lives and their subjective satisfaction with their lives in general. To what extent are the region's nations, succeeding in fully integrating all segments of the population, including marginalized population groups under the more or less sociopolitical framework or governance structure? And what are the most important social, political, and economic gains realized by the region's countries since regaining their independence from the European colonizers? The distinctiveness of the analysis that follows lies in the use of the broad concept of well-being as a basis for assessing the nature and the extent of social progress that has occurred in the MENA region following decolonization. Our assumption is that well-being is a cultural phenomena that can best be represented through a number of domains of life, namely health, education, and the introduction of various levels of instruction, income, and wealth distribution, provisions for civil liberties and political freedom, and subjective judgments concerning the extent to which the region's peoples are satisfied with their life and their conditions of living. We assume that at least health encompasses preserving life and ensuring an equilibrated I'm sorry about that, use of mental and physical resources. Education gives one the knowledge and skills necessary to promote active citizenship. A decent income guarantees the satisfaction of at least basic needs and promotes financial autonomy. Civil liberties allow individuals and groups to express themselves freely and to participate actively in the lives of their communities as responsible and contributive citizens. Finally, an enhanced satisfaction with life and subjective well being suggests the extent to which individuals assess themselves to be living rewarding lives and realizing personal and collective potentials. Each of these primary areas of life and living is discussed below. The contribution of Islam and, where appropriate, of Judaism is fostering improved life realities in these lands populated predominantly by Muslims and Jews also is considered. Interesting. So that gives you sort of a sense of what the chapter is about. So I'm going to stop here.